Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Today is the 28th of February 2018. This is JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darius Ontrauskas, where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, what to expect from them today, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good day for us. So before we continue, let's have a look at the risk disclaimer here. Now, JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy-free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. So I'll just let you have a few seconds to read the rest, and yeah, we can continue. Also, before we jump into the charts, I just wanted to show you again our JFD Brokers website, and specifically the JFD research page, where you can find different weekly and daily analysis that we do in different languages, and also different trading shoutouts and technical analysis, separate technical analysis that we provide as well. So yeah, hopefully you can find something useful here for yourself. Yeah, there also are some events that we do. Just for example, if we go back here to the main JFD Brokers website, and if you go on JFD Research, doesn't get back us into the same thing. Well, we do, like I said, we do different events as well, and I hope you just please explore our website and have a look at it, and yeah, I think you can find something useful for yourself. Okay, so guys, let's jump into the markets. The first one that I want to have a look at is the Aussie dollar. Now, yesterday we were looking at this one. This is a 4-hour chart, by the way, and we mentioned that if we would see a break below this little trend line here, the next level to watch out for would be this low of 0.77900. So the price managed to break this trend line and move exactly towards this level here. And now we can see we're having a little bounce here back up from the 0.77900. So now, of course, we might continue having this little retracement here, but later on, probably this is the first resistance that it could meet, would be the 0.78100. If we won't be able to break this area here, then probably we could see some more continuation to the downside later on, because looking at the daily chart here, yes, it is finding its strong support here at the 200 EMA here on the daily chart, but like I said, the sentiment is still more to the downside, and looking at the dollar strength at the moment, like I said, we could see a little break here on the daily, move below the 200 EMA, and maybe test some lower levels. But yeah, before we get to that point, of course, we need a move back towards the 0.77900 and a break below that, of course, and then we can, like I said, we can aim for 0.77600 and below. Okay, so on the euro dollar, yeah, euro dollar, again, this is a 4-hour chart. Yesterday we were, apologies for the ugly picture here, but we were yesterday, up until yesterday, we were stuck in this well, let's say four-day range, this little range here, and it was trying to get out of it, and it tried several times, but unfortunately it wasn't able to. But yesterday's Jerome Powell's testimony managed to help out the US dollar, and the euro dollar pushed lower, and we saw the move below the 122.850 area, a break below that, and then it continued dropping, hit our next target of 122.600, and then continued lower. Now it found its support at around 122.50. So now we're seeing a bounce back to the upside. We might get back towards this 122.550, 600 area. If it does that, it will be a good level to test as a resistance, as a potential resistance level. If it's, like I said, if it's gonna just hit that, start hitting it and won't be able to break it, then, well, look for some potential moves back down, maybe towards the 122 area. Yeah, if we get a break below this, above this, then watch out for, again, for the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. The area would be around 122.850. So if we, like I said, this is something, could be something possible if we get a break above the 122.600. But then again, like I said, this area here would be the first one, the key one to watch out for. If we suddenly start seeing, like, if this candle will suddenly start becoming bearish, then yeah, straight away continuation to the downside towards the 122 area. 122 is a good level to watch out for as well, guys, on the downside, sort of just around here. Okay, so the pound dollar, there we go. So this is a daily chart. I think this would be a better chart to show. Now, yesterday, of course, together with all the other major currencies, it was selling off against the dollar. Now, the only thing is that here, because we've got this kind of triangle formation here, yesterday it managed to break it, but it didn't close below it. So at the moment we're seeing this daily candle here forming. Actually, probably maybe slightly adjust this. We're seeing this candle forming around this area. It's quite difficult, to be honest, to say right now what it wants to continue doing. If we judge just by the previous candle, then yes, the continuation is more to the downside towards the 50 EMA here at 138.600. But if suddenly we start getting a little bit of weakness in the US dollar, then this pair might get back into this apex formation and probably start testing this area, this upper side of this triangle, the downward sloping trend line that started from the 25th of January. So again, with this one, with the GBP USD is quite difficult right now. Probably we would consider short positions here if we start getting below the 50 EMA. But at the moment, we're just observing this one. Okay, so let's have a look at the euro pound sterling. Okay, this one is, well, as always, being annoying a little bit, to be honest. So this is a daily chart, and we can see that it's kind of in this channel, this, well, ugly channel, but it's also balancing on this trend line here, this short-term trend line that started on, again, also on the 25th of January. For a move lower, we would need a break below this trend line. But at the moment, it seems that it's holding it strong, holding the price strong. If we suddenly get a move back towards all these EMAs, because the 21, the 50, the 200, and the 100 are almost at the same area here at around 0.88, 400, 300. If we get a move back towards them and a break above them, then watch out for this area here, for this strong downward sloping trend line that we are seeing, that's running from the 30th, around the 30th of August, let's say August last year. So from August last year, it kept the price lower, and like I said, right now we can see probably maybe a move back up if we break all these EMAs here So then the level to watch out for would be the 0.88800. This would be this trend line here, and if that gets broken, the next level to watch out would be the 0.89 area. So even though it's not far from here, it's still a key resistance level for this pair. So if we get a break above all these two lines here, well, probably expect some higher levels to be met later on. But at the moment, we're just again observing this, no action taken. We need some sort of confirmation first. Okay, and another one that I really wanted to have a look at was the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, so this is a daily chart, but let's look at the 4-hour chart. Actually, it would be better. Now we can see that it's stuck in this kind of upwards pointing wedge formation. Yesterday we had a good run. Yesterday it pushed higher. We mentioned that if it's going to break the 127.250 area, it might hit higher levels, and it did. So it went to around 127.770, well, rounded up to 127.800. So around that area it went after it broke the 127.250. Now today we are because we're getting held by this line here, this resistance line here. We might see some retracement back down. Probably, well, the first level to watch out for would be the 127.500. If that doesn't hold, the key one will be the 127.250 again. If we start seeing bounces off these areas here, this might actually continue its upwards move, and this bullish candle that we saw yesterday, so we might see some continuation today, and maybe even actually a break above this resistance line here. Could be the case again if the dollar will continue strengthening, but if we get a break below 127.250, this is opening the path towards first the 21 EMA, and lower, of course, towards the 50 EMA, which would be around 126.600, maybe slightly higher by the time the price would approach it. But yeah, the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart here would be the key one to watch out for, as we can see that recently just bounced off nicely off of it, and yeah, it continued moving higher, so we could see something like this again. And if we get it, well, if the 50 EMA will prove not to be a strong support level, then, well, a test of this upwards moving trend line, the bottom side of this wedge formation, we could see a test of this area here of the 126.500, around that area, and maybe, like I said, if we get a break, a move lower. Like I said, this one is an interesting one to watch out for. Good levels are in the radar, and yeah, I hope you have a good European session, guys. I hope you have a good day, and keep an eye on the price action. Thank you very much. Bye bye.